Hi everybody, Viana here from maplewoodroad.com. Today we're going to learn how to make this beautiful heart blanket, which makes a perfect gift for Valentine's Day. You can see the different kind of hearts that I've done here. Hello. So this pattern uses mostly half double crochet and double crochet, but I'm also going to teach you how to do the bobble stitch if you don't already know that, which is the stitch used to make these raised kind of hearts. The other stitches, it's almost like an opposite, or it's almost like a reverse of filet crochet. So it's going to be the open space heart like this. And then in the border, we're going to do the crochet X stitch to make these stitches here. It's really simple. Like I said, they're both either half double crochet or double crochet. It's almost like granny squares. In a way, they're not worked in the round, but they are little squares that then we're going to attach together and then do a beautiful border around them. I've made mine the size of a throw blanket, as you can see, and I've chosen different purples and pinks for my blanket, but you can choose whatever colors you like, and you can make it whatever size you want. If you'd like it smaller, you do less squares. If you'd like it larger, you do more squares, that's all. And so for the measurements going around the border, I haven't really given any numbers, the amounts for those, because yours may be smaller or larger. So you may need to do more or less stitches going around the border. It's a beautiful blanket. It's just perfect for snuggling up either by yourself or with that special someone. Mine is just like a small throw blanket, but it is absolutely gorgeous. It is beautiful and it is soft and cozy. And if you give this for Valentine's gift, it will definitely show your love. All the work and effort that you've put into making something so beautiful and so soft with all the little hearts. Well, it's upside down now, but that's okay. It'll really show how much you love them. So let's get started. Okay, so the first stitch we're gonna learn is we're gonna learn how to do this open heart pattern. This is really, really simple. Wait till you guys see how easy this is. Okay, so we're gonna be making double crochets. So I've already started my row of double crochet. Then when it comes time for one of those open spaces, all you're gonna do is you're going to chain 2. And because we're chaining 2, we're skipping 2. So now we're going to do a double crochet in that third stitch. And see how that left an opening? You do a couple more double crochets. So now we're going to do another opening. Again, we're just going to chain 2. And because we're chaining 2, we're going to skip 2. So we're going to skip 1, 2, and we're going to do a double crochet in this third stitch. And if you'd like to review your double crochets, I will leave a link up here where you can click on one of my previous videos to review the double crochet. So that's all there is to making those spaces. It's that simple, it really is. For example, in the first row, you're gonna do a solid row of double crochet. Then the next row, you're gonna do 14, 2 chains, skip 2, double crochet in this third stitch, and do 14 more. This next one, you're going to do 12. Make a space, do 2 double crochets into this space. That also helps hold this square open. So you're not going to do them into the tops of these stitches. You're going to do them into this open space. Then you're going to make another space here with 2 chains, skipping 2. You're going to start stitching into that third stitch again and make 12 of those. So each row is different depending on the spacing to make the heart shape. Okay, and that's all there is to doing that stitch. I told you it was easy. Okay, I also just want to show you real quick, when you're making this top row of the heart with these 3 spaces here, what you're going to do is you're going to do your 2 chains, and then this stitch right here, you're not going to go into the top of one of these stitches. You're going to go in between. So you're going to leave these 2 columns, and then you're going to go in between. And then to make that double crochet, and then you're going to do 2 more chains, and then you're going to do a double crochet in between here. So you're going to skip 2, do a double crochet in this space, make your next one, skip 2, make your double crochet in this space. Okay, just because that's the way the stitches line up, because there's 6 stitches here, and otherwise it wouldn't line up properly. So you're just going to do this one and this one in between here, and the same on the other side. Okay, now for the bobble stitch, which you can see the bobble stitch in this heart here. That's where you get all these cute little bobbles that stand up. And this is actually also, it's a very easy stitch, but I'm going to show you how to do that now. So as you can see, I've already started my row of double crochets. This is another one, just double crochet, very simple. Now for a bobble, what you're going to do is they're also going to be made using double crochet. You're going to yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through 2. Now you can see I have 2 loops on my hook. I'm going to leave it there and I'm going to yarn over like I'm starting a new double crochet. Insert, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through 2. Now I have 3 loops. Yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. So we're going to keep doing that until we have 8 loops on the hook. I believe normally a bobble stitch has 6 loops on the hook, although you can do as few or as many as you want. I really wanted these bobbles to stand out a lot, so I'm doing 8. So I'm gonna, that's 4, so. It's like you're starting a double crochet, but not finishing that last yarn over and pull through. So now I have 5. Pull through 2, 6. Through 2, 7. Over, make sure you're only pulling through 2. And now I have 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now what we're going to do is we're going to yarn over and pull through all 8 of those loops on our hook. So we're going to yarn over, pull through all 8. Now what we're going to do to make this really stand out is we're going to do a single crochet in this next stitch right here. So just insert your hook, and you want to do this single crochet pretty tight actually. So you're going to yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through both. And sometimes you'll see when you do this, your bobble will go to the other side. It'll look like this. Just pop it through. Just going to pop it through like that. You can really see how those bobbles really pop. If you'd like your bobbles smaller or larger, if you want them smaller, you can do just maybe 6 loops on your hook. If you'd like them larger, you can do 10 or 12 or 14, however many you want. I've chosen to do 8 for my pattern. And that is how you do a bobble stitch. All right, next I'm gonna show you the X stitch. Okay, now we're gonna make the X stitch, which I did in this border. You can see that I did half double crochet, and then I did a row of X stitch, and then I did a final row of half double crochet. So you can see these little stitches in between here. These look like little X's, and this could not be easier. All we're gonna do is, like I said, I've already started this row. So we're just gonna do, these are just double crochets. So what we're gonna do, let's say I'm at this point in my work. So here's the next stitch, and here's the second stitch from my hook. So we're going to make a double crochet in this second stitch from the hook. So we're going to skip one. We're going to double crochet in this one. Now we're going to go back and double crochet in this one that we skipped. And you'll see it's almost like working around this one. This one's almost going to get buried underneath of it. So we're going to yarn over, and we're going to insert our hook in this space right here. So just reach back, go through there. Then we're going to yarn over and pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. You can kind of see it made like a little X. Then we're going to skip the next stitch. Now be careful here. It's going to look like, it might look like you're skipping 2 because there's this one here, but this one was from the first double crochet that we made. You see that first double crochet coming out of there. So you're going to skip this next stitch, and you're going to go to the second one. yarn over, insert your hook in that second stitch. Remember, we're just making a double crochet. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through the last 2. Then we're going to do a double crochet in that stitch that we skipped. Ooh, that's a tongue twister. Yarn over, go back through that one that we skipped, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And again, we have another little X. So now you can see we have this little row of X's. And when you get to that row in the border, you're just going to do those little X's all the way around. And that's all there is to it. Okay, the last thing I want to show you about this pattern that might confuse you just a little bit. After you do your row of X stitches on the border, and you're going to do your very final row of half double crochet, I did not stitch into the top of those stitches. This is a little bit tricky to show you. But instead, I inserted my hook in between. So in between these X's here, in between that cross, and then to make a stitch, and the next stitch was in this space between the X's. I'll show you. Okay, so I'm just working off my little sample piece here. So I'm not going to stitch into the tops of these stitches. I'm actually going to stitch into that space. So if you pull this X apart, see there's an X here. If you pull this X apart, you want to go into this space here. So I'm going to yarn over. I'm going to go in between that X and make my half double. Then my next stitch, see, normally you would go into here, just into this, under the stitch, but we're going to go into this open space here. So I'm going to yarn over, just go into that space, and then make my half double. In the next one, I'm going to go in between that X. So you can see it's in this space here. You're just going to kind of push your hook in between the top crosses of that X and do a half double. And then again, I'm just going to go into this open space. The reason for doing that is it keeps the X's a little bit more defined and separates them a little bit more. Take my hook out. You can see it pulls those X's open a little bit more by getting that stitch in between there, as opposed to these X's in my previous row. You can see they just kind of mush together a little bit, and this one, by doing it this way, it separates them and holds them open a little bit more. It gives a little more detail and I think a nice effect. So those are all the special stitches that you're going to need to know to make this blanket. So you can make the open heart pattern by, remember, you're going to do 2 chains and skip 2. Or, let me get this up here. The bobble stitch is the one where you're going to get 8 loops on your hook, pull through, and then do a tight single crochet in the next stitch. And the X stitch, which we just reviewed, it's just 2 double crochets. So you're going to skip 1, do a double, go back to that one that you skipped and do a double. And you're just going to repeat that all the way around. So I really hope you guys enjoy this blanket. It is beautiful. Like I said, you can use any colors that you want, make as many squares as you like. Like I said in the beginning, for the border going around, I'm not going to give numbers in the pattern for how many stitches there are going around, because yours may be smaller or larger. Just know that you're going to do a half double all the way around for the border of the blanket. Then you're going to do those X stitches, and then you're going to do half double all the way around. So you can find our this pattern on our website at maplewoodroad.com. So happy crocheting, and I'll see you guys next time.